All right, everyone. 17 weeks has all led to this. The final round of Aerial ESX. Boardman, Wheels, Rubes, Linz, Reese, Will Ballard, Aiden, Ginger Ninja, McChicken, Jack Stewart Jr., Jams, Logan, Jackie Moon, Pankaka, Uturga, Stone Rider, Jones, Aiden, and Noah all lined up on the gate here. About as packed as it can be. 30-second board is sideways. Who is going to grab the NMR hole shot? We are going to find out. Looks like it was Boardman, possibly. We might have to go back and check that. But that was about as close as it gets with three riders coming over the top of that white line. Will Ballard on the Meta Suzuki up in front quickly. Wheels of the Apex Motorsports on that KTM barking behind him. As I mentioned during the heat races, the last half of this season has been pretty good for Wheels. So getting himself out front early could be even better. Uturga in third, Rubes in fourth, Jams in fifth, Boardman holding on to sixth. Aiden, your North American 450 class champion, getting passed by Linz, your 450 European class champion, as both these guys are moving up. Logan is here. Ginger is here. Behind them we have Kerry Owings, Reese, Stone Rider, Jones, and Jack. But look at the pack here as Will Ballard and Wheels have their work cut out for them as they are getting hard charged on. Rubes has already made a pass. Rubes now sitting in the number one spot. So let's go on board with the man who tried hard to defend his title this year. But we'll be passing those number one plates to Linz as soon as this race is done. Timing and scoring is now updating on the left side of your screen as Will Ballard on that Meta Suzuki is trying to hard charge through this rhythm section. Bark on through as Wheels makes a mistake and goes down. Boardman ends up capitalizing and moving himself around into the third place spot. Side by side with Logan as we come into the rhythm section here. K-Bell Aiden getting a good charge. Boardman doubling into the sand section and making his way around. He is on the move right now trying to hunt down Rubes. Good God. As I mentioned earlier, this section has great cameras. I love seeing it. Shaping up to have a good three-way battle for the lead here, maybe even more. Rubes making a mistake in the whoop section, manages to keep it up on two wheels, but gives the number one spot up to Boardman as Pin Performance now sits on the top spot. Just under 18 minutes left to go as we still have so much racing left. Anything can happen, but Boardman now feeling the pressure of being in the front. Rubes trying to show him a wheel in that berm, and Boardman makes a mistake and goes down. He's going to lose one to Rubes, Will, Aiden, Logan. Here comes Jams. Can he keep it up? Boardman falls back to fourth. Maybe fifth, actually. All right. Your North American class champion trying to put the pressure on and make his way to the front of the pack. I'm sure he'll do it again tonight. Take a look at lap times here as Rubes crossing now with a 49.56, Will Ballard a 50.3, Aiden a 49.55, Logan a 49.2 as his fastest. Boardman also running a 48.9. Here comes Linz though as he is finally starting to show himself inside of the top 10. Both of these riders, Jams and Linz, making their way around Logan as he goes down in that rhythm section. 16.5 minutes is a lot of time for your EU 450 class champion to push up to the front of the pack, so these guys up front might be out front early, but they need to keep it clean and keep it up on two wheels and keep it on the throttle, or else you know what can happen. Boardman trying to hunt down Aiden here in the section. Top four are pretty close. Lynn's looking at Logan and Jams. Going to have to figure out a way around them as Boardman makes another mistake in this rhythm section. It's going to cost him 3 spots. A little bit of a gap here between Lynn's and Aiden, but Lynn's now should be sitting in the 5th place spot. Top 3 riders all in one view here. Let's see what happens as Aiden is putting the pressure on Will. Will is putting the pressure on Rubes, and Rubes is feeling it all. Let's go on board with Aiden here. Oh no, let's not. He made a mistake coming over that finish line. Still manages to hold on to 4th, but he does lose the 3rd place spot to Lynn, so here we go. Lynn's almost not able to shut it down in time. Almost went over the berm there, but managed to keep it clean. You can see the Suzuki of Will Ballard sitting right in front of him, and just beyond that in the whoop section is Rube. So 14.5 minutes plus 1 lap, and Lynn's is cooking. Let's see what his last lap is as soon as he crosses the finish line here. A 49.9. Rube's looking like me in that rhythm section as he makes a mistake and goes down in the sand. That's going to allow Will and Lynn's to catch up. Will Ballard now takes the lead here in the 450 main event. How long can he hold on to it as he has the 2021 champion and the 2022 champion barking at him? Rubes makes an aggressive inside pass, pushes Will out the way. And it is a bar-to-bar 3-way battle as Lynn's tries to dive to the inside to make it around Will, but couldn't make it happen as he goes down in that corner. Will trying to fight defensively and hold on with his last remaining breath and keep this number 1 spot. Lynn's already back in the mix as him and Rubes collide over the finish line jump. Lynn's ends up paying the price and going down. Loses a spot now to Boardman as he moves back up into your top 3 podium position. Just beyond that, you can see that Wheels is starting to gain some ground and move on up to these guys. So a lot of big names here up front. Will Ballard still holding on to number 1, so let's see it happen. Who was it that said it? 327 said Will Ballard's going to win. All right, man. Well, let's see if your fortune telling skills are on point. Oh no, Will Ballard almost loses it there coming out of that corner. Doesn't have enough speed to get the triple off here, so he is going to case the face of the Supercross triple, lose that number 1 spot back to Rubes, but he is still holding on to 2nd. Boardman now creeping up in 3rd on the rear fender, and here comes Lynn's. Boardman's got to keep it clean in this rhythm section here, as he's already made a mistake twice, or else he could be up front himself. Getting a good drive back across the start straight, taking the inside line away from Will as they connect over that short double there. And Boardman now moves himself up into the 2nd place position. Will Ballard now falls back to 3rd. There's Lynn's. Wheels is here. Aiden is here. Reese is here. Any one of these guys makes any mistake, and somebody is certain to capitalize on it. Boardman, down in the whoop section he goes, losing 1 spot to Will Ballard, another to Lynn's. Lynn's now sitting in the 3rd and final podium position. Can he take this time where he has a clean track in front of him? No lappers yet. And try to make his way around Will. Also, let it be known that once timing and scoring fixes itself on the left, I don't think we've lapped anybody yet this race. Have we? It says, yeah, I don't think Rubes has actually lapped anybody yet. As Rubes went down in that corner. So Will Ballard takes over the number 1 spot again, and this is a side-by-side battle through the rhythm section for the lead. Lynn's gets a good drive out, takes the inside line away. Will Ballard tries to cut it deep over the tough blocks there. Lynn's getting a good drive through the chicane into the whoop section. New race leader you have of the Mick Creations champion here. 11 minutes left on the clock plus 1 lap. 9 minutes is all it took. And and he's sitting comfortable in the front. Rubes still in third, Boardman in fourth, Aiden in fifth, Wheels in sixth, Reese in seventh, and Logan in eighth. Lynn's making a mistake and getting into it with Will Ballard in that rhythm section. Now we have another shift of positions. Rubes takes over the lead once more. Boardman now sitting in second. This might be the most intense race that we've had all season long in terms of just pure battles up front. Just back and forth, back and forth. And I think Ginger Ninja, after 9.5 minutes, is the first person to get lapped, which is also crazy. By this point in any other aerial race, we would normally see half the field having been lapped by now. Boardman getting a great drive through that whoop section, takes the inside line away from Rubes and moves himself back up into the number one spot. Aiden now sits in third, Lynn's in fourth, Reese in fifth, Logan in sixth, Wheels in seventh. And where has Will Ballard has been disqualified for some reason? It may have been on cutting penalties. Oh, no. No way, man. It had to be. He wasn't ejected by the race director, so. But given that cuts in Supercross are only like 1, maybe 2 seconds at most, I don't know what the threshold was, but he is gone. Which is entirely unfortunate because he was up here for the entirety of the race, ready to win a main event. But Boardman and Rubes still practically bar to bar. Let's go on board with Rubes here. Rubes diving to the inside, trying to take the line away from Boardman, but he can't make it happen. Boardman shoots out like a rocket from that double single. Into the rhythm section we go. Rubes does not get a good drive. Boardman does. That's going to create a little bit of space here for him, which is pretty much all he can ask for. 8.5 minutes left to go, plus 1 lap. Can the Pin Performance rider continue this hot streak, keep himself up in the number 1 spot, and go out with a bang just like he came in, as he was your Anaheim 1 race winner? Can he win it here at Salt Lake City? Rubes makes a mistake in the sand section and goes down. Here comes Aiden of K-Bell Racing to try to challenge for that number 2 spot. Logan is now in 4th, Reese in 5th, and Lenz has fallen back to 6th. As he did spend a majority of the first half of this race hard charging his way up through the front. Now bad luck has gotten the best of him and he has fallen back. Whether it's because the track is getting eroded and it's getting tough, lappers are playing a part, or just traffic in general, or maybe it's the fact that he has nothing to win. So obviously Lenz is capable of winning the race. We saw him in front there, but you know, if it was me, I wouldn't blame myself for feeling a little bit less than motivated to win and knowing I'd already clinched the title. But nevertheless, Rubes was barking there on Boardman for the number 2, or battling for the lead rather. He did crash in the sand and fall off, but it seems like he has regained most of that time now, as he is already close again, having his eyes set on the Gas rider in first. Aiden of K-Bell Racing, as I mentioned, has already clinched the North American 450 title. So if you want to see him tonight in all of his number 1 plate glory, catch Benjison's 450 stream on Twitch later this evening. Good drive through the whoop section for both of these guys as we cross the finish line now with just under 7 minutes left to go. Lenz now in 5th, I believe, as he is looking to catch back up to Logan and make a pass. So as we're sitting here talking about Lenz and why he might not be up front, or what his motivation level is like, you have to remember, I guess, that 6.5 minutes is plenty of time to watch him work. So we'll see where he is at the end of the race. Logan making a mistake coming out of that whoop section and gives it up to Linz, who now moves up into the 4th place position. Taking a look at Linz' last lap, a 49.3. Aiden's a 50.9. Rubes a 49.5. Boardman a 49.9. Linz the fastest of all 4 of those riders. The question is that lap time, should he maintain that same speed, going to be enough for him to catch up? I'm not going to try to do quick maths here in the middle of the race, but you can figure it out. Linz has already won the European 450 class. Aiden has already won the North American 450 class. Cayman Smith for outdoor commentary, yeah. All right, bar to bar as we come through this rhythm section. Can Aiden make it happen? We're going to find out. Rubes has the inside line pegged for the sand section, but Aiden going to dive to the inside, baby. Oh, Rubes riding defensively, cuts it hard down to the inside, but Aiden does get the collision there with Rubes, and Rubes is the one who pays the price. And Aiden then makes a mistake out of the corner, and what do you know? Who goes by but the Mick Creations rider, your red plate holder, as he now sits in 2nd. So there you go. 4 minutes left plus 1 lap on the clock. Can Boardman hold him off? Boardman's last lap, a 50.4. Linz, a 48.5. So the gap, according to timing and scoring, was 8 seconds. I don't know if Linz has cuts or not. That seems like it could be right. Maybe more like 5 or 6 seconds physically, but he's on a charge, boys. Let's see what it looks like. Yeah, that gold bar pad is clean. All right, Boardman now starting to get deep into lap traffic here. We'll see if this plays a part in Linz's ability to catch up, which it could work out good for Boardman and bad for Linz, as we do have blue flags out. Aiden of the GFR team respecting them as he waves a hand by and lets Boardman go. 2 minutes and 40 seconds left on the clock plus 1 lap. Not much time left here for Linz to make a push. And also not much time that Boardman has to keep it on the throttle, but he does need to keep it on the throttle. Ginger Ninja on the Sub-Zero Kawasaki, letting Linz go by. Just behind Linz, you have Rubes, who has completely caught up. Let's see if Rubes is ready to give it to the Mick Creations rider, as this could play a part in the battle. Rubes trying to set himself up for the inside. Does he hug the tough blocks and take it? Yes, he does, moving himself back up into number 2. Linz now falls back to 3rd. Linz repeating the process, giving it right back to Rubes in the next corner, pushing him over the bars. Racing, boys. This is what I've been waiting all season to see. It only took 17 weeks, but we're here now. All right, this should be Aiden in 2nd, capitalizing on everything that just happened, and Linz in 3rd. One minute left, and this is good news for Boardman, as he sits on an 8.3 second gap over Aiden. He's We should be looking at 2 laps remaining, actually, maybe 3. All right. Oops. Always forget what the keybind is. All right, Linz. Aiden makes a mistake coming out of that sand section, slips the rear wheel, loses traction, and Linz capitalizes, moving back up into the second place position. Let's go find Boardman here as he is heading through the whoop section. It's gonna be too close. He is gonna cross the finish line just before the white flag is waved. 2 laps left. Under 2 minutes of racing, and Linz now hits the finish line. Aiden right behind him. So you have your season opener 450 winner, possibly your season finisher 450 winner leading the race, your 450 European class winner, championship winner in second, and your North American championship winner in third. It's pretty poetic. All these blue flags being respected. Notice that 5 riders have been disqualified because of cuts. That's going to cut down on the amount of lap traffic that these guys have had to deal with, so maybe that could be playing a part into why the racing has been so clean. There you have it, though, man. Boardman has crossed the finish line for the white flag. Last lap, a 51 flat. Linz is not very far behind him with a 49.1, 2 seconds faster. Linz might be able to pull this out if Boardman can't be perfect this lap. I don't know where the 2 seconds are coming from, and it's possible that Boardman is just trying to keep it clean and steady, knowing where he is, knowing the gap that he has, but Linz has cut it from 8 seconds to 4.4. There's just 3 corners left and a whoop section. Can Boardman hold on to it? We are going to find out. I think he can. I don't think Linz is in a good enough position to make an inside pass around the finish. And there you have it. Boardman of Pin Performance takes the Superman across the finish line and rounds out the season just the way he started it. Linz with a very, very impressive ride, pushing himself up into second, Aiden in third, Rubes in fourth. Looks like it's going to be Logan of the F Crew who comes across in fifth, followed very closely by Jams in sixth. Good riding by both of those guys as well. We are looking at Jackie Moon to take the 7th place spot. The man, the myth, the legend himself, Stone Rider, rounds out or comes across the finish line in 8th. Jones in 9th, and it will be Aiden of GFR in 10th. Congratulations as well to Jack Stewart Jr., Wheels, Pankaka, Kerry Owings, all of those guys for making it to the main. Unfortunately for Reese, Will Ballard, Ginger Ninja, McChicken, Nuturga, and Noah, they were disqualified due to cutting penalties. Also, let me take a moment here to thank all of the sponsors for this event. I noticed that they weren't lined around the track like they usually are. So I'm probably going to miss a few. We'll just look at the tough blocks here. Of course, Insane from MXB Mods, Stone Rider and the aerial team for running the event and making the track, Cody James, Green Linux, BAM and the BTZ company, Motomart, everybody who helped make this possible. Thank you so much. Can't forget Dad here, the SD suspension and the SD whoop section. Also, lest we forget, guys, that Supercross may be over, but we do have outdoor motocross coming up. Hopefully we'll have more information after Supercross is over for when the start date will be, but it's going to be 12 rounds of Pro Motocross Nationals, sponsored by Prospect Designs and SD. All the tracks are going to be made by Stone Rider, so another banger season coming up for Aerial MX. So please get ready